All right, folks, this one is a doozy. Ideogram AI has just rolled out their brand new model, Ideogram 2.0. And let me tell you, they're not playing because they're ready to go head to head with the heavyweights like MidJourney and the recently launched Flux AI. So let's see what it's all about. Here's the scoop. Ideogram AI has dropped their latest innovation, Ideogram 2.0, and this is far from just a minor tweak because we're talking about a whole new level of image generation that's built in to compete with the best in the business. Now, if you don't know, Ideogram has always kind of been the underdog in the AI world, like the one that's consistently good, but, maybe hasn't gotten the spotlight it deserves. But with this new release, they're looking to change the game. So one of the standout features of Ideogram 2.0 is its serious upgrade in realism. If you're into creating images that look ultra lifelike, this is definitely something you'll want to check out. But, it's not just about nailing photorealism. They've packed in a bunch of new features and presets that make it easier to bring your vision to life. So whether you're going for a sleek 3D render or an anime-style character, or let's say a detailed graphic design, this is worth having a look, guys. To really get what Ideogram 2.0 is doing here, we need to take a quick look at the current landscape. Because, in the past few months, there's been a flood of developments in the AI image generation scene, like Flux One just launched and has quickly become the go-to generator for Grok on X. And Flux One is making big waves because it's really securing its spot in the market right alongside other major players like Stable Diffusion XL, Aura Flow, and more. In case you missed it, I talked about Flux One some days ago in a video in case you want to check it for yourself later. So yeah, basically the competition is intense and it feels like every week there's a new contender trying to steal the spotlight. But here's the twist. Ideogram 2.0 isn't just trying to keep up, but it's aiming to outshine them all. Now, folks, in their official announcement, Ideogram didn't hold back because they straight up claimed that their new model is outshining the competition in several key areas like image-text alignment, how well the images match the prompts, and even the accuracy of text rendering with the images. And if you've dabbled with AI image generating before, you know how tricky that last part can be because text rendering has always been a bit of a weak spot for most models. But it looks like that's changing now. Okay, let's look at the cool stuff Ideogram 2.0 is bringing to the table because they've rolled out 5 presets that make it super easy to nail the style you're after. First up, there's the realism preset, which makes your images look incredibly lifelike, like they were snapped with a camera. Then the design preset is perfect for graphic designers because it makes sure your text and visuals are spot on. No more weird glitches. And then the 3D preset is all about giving your images a polished, computer-generated look. And, anime fans are going to love the anime preset, which nails the manga-style vibes. And finally, there's the general-purpose preset. Basically, this one's your go-to for just about anything because it's very versatile and can adapt to whatever prompt you throw at it. And this makes it a great starting point for any creative project that you might have in mind. So yeah, these presets are a total game changer, especially if you're not into spending hours fine-tuning your prompts. But that's not all, because they've also introduced a color palette control, and this feature is super cool because it lets you dial in the exact colors you want in your images. So basically, whether you're trying to match a brand's color scheme or just aiming for a specific vibe, you've got way more control over the final product. Now, let's talk a bit more about the realism preset because honestly, this is where Ideogram 2.0 really flexes its muscles. Basically, one of the major selling points here is just how lifelike the images can be. We're talking textures that look like you could reach out and touch them, and human features like skin and hair that are incredibly detailed. And, this is going to be a huge draw for people who need realistic images but might not have the time or skill to create them from scratch. Realism isn't just about making things look real. It's about making them look right, if you know what I mean. And that's where the improved image-text alignment comes into play because with this new model, what you type is pretty much what you get. Then the model is way better at understanding the nuances of your prompts and generating images that match your vision. And this is a pretty big deal because let's face it, we've all had those moments where AI just doesn't get what you're asking for. And hopefully, Ideogram 2.0 aims to eliminate those frustrating moments. And here's something that really grabbed my attention, folks. Text rendering. Now, if you've ever tried using AI image generators before, you know how much of a headache it can be to get decent text in your images. Like, you might type out a simple phrase, and the model spits out some weird jumbled mess of letters. But with this model, not so much, because they've seriously improved how the model handles text, basically making it a solid choice for anyone who needs clear, reliable text in their images. And whether it's for a social media post, a design project, or just having fun. Plus, folks, they've rolled out a brand new iOS app, and for all you Android users out there, don't you fret. They've got an app coming your way too soon. They've also launched a beta version of their API, which means you can now integrate Ideogram 2.0's tech into whatever project you're working on, basically bringing high-quality image generation into the mix. And honestly, their API pricing is very, very competitive. Oh, and before I forget, they've also introduced something pretty cool called Ideogram Search, and this lets you browse through over 1 billion images that users have generated with Ideogram over the past year. So if you ever find yourself stuck for inspiration or you can't quite think of what you really want, just browse through the entire library of creative work and explore, and maybe something will spark. Now, let's talk about what it's actually like to use Ideogram 2.0, because there are a few things you should know before you jump in. First off, the freemium model. Ideogram 2.0 is free to use, but with some limitations if you're on the free plan. You can generate up to 20 images a day, split into 5 batches of 4 images each. That's a pretty decent amount if you're just dabbling or working on smaller projects. But if you're a power user, you might want to consider upgrading to one of their paid plans, because they start at about $8 per month, which gives you more flexibility and a higher image cap if you're really serious about your image generation. On top of that, there's an unlimited slow generations plan for $20 per month. Now, when you consider that, that's pretty competitive, especially when you compare it to something like MidJourney, where the basic plan starts at $10 and unlimited slow generations will set you back $30. Well, what can be said? I guess Ideogram is positioning itself as a more affordable alternative. And it's not just about the price. The user experience is designed to be super intuitive, especially if you're not a fan of the more technical prompt engineering that you might be used to with other tools. And what's amazing is that the focus is on keeping things as simple as possible without sacrificing quality, which is a big win for anyone who's more into the creative process than getting bogged down in the technical details. Now, I want to show you how Ideogram 2.0 stacks up against some of the newer models like Flux 1, which has been getting a lot of attention through its integration with Grok on X. Based on the initial tests and the user feedback that's been rolling in, it looks like Ideogram 2.0 is holding its own pretty well. In fact, when you use the realism preset, it seems to match the performance of Flux 1, which is very impressive given how much Flux 1 has been generating. So if you're all about personalization, MidJourney still has the edge with its customization features, but Ideogram 2.0 isn't that far behind. The new color palette control and the various presets give you a ton of creative freedom without needing to dive into complex prompt engineering or using extra additional tools. So in the end, it's really about what matters more to you: ease of use and cost effectiveness, or deep customization and advanced features. So is Ideogram 2.0 worth it, folks? I think absolutely. It's easy to use and delivers top-notch results, and it comes at an affordable price and with upgrades in realism, improved text rendering, and features like color palette control. I guess it's a serious player in the AI image generation game. Then with the new iOS app, developer API, and Ideogram Search, I think it could be a versatile tool that suits both professionals and beginners. Taking that all into consideration, you have to admit, Ideogram 2.0 is definitely worth checking out. All right, folks, if you found this breakdown helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more AI news. And if you've already tried out Ideogram 2.0, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear all about your experience with it. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you in the next one, folks. You all take care.